Hail Hydra! It's from Captain America 2, Winter Soldier. It's all those Hydra dudes, and I'm just gonna go. Yeah, bye.
Attention Specimen 2, it has come to our attention that you have not been following the rules we have set in place for you. In order to maintain the course in which you are proceeding, quit being such a pussy bitch and play the fucking games we specified. No more of these games you didn't play growing up. Okay? Love, a coped wreck. P.S. Sorry this wasn't typed. The printer's out of ink. What?
What the fuck?
Well, it definitely seems like you pissed off whoever wrote this letter, but on the bright side, they want you to love them. Ah, dicks!
So I can't review games I didn't play as a kid. What type of bullshit is that? I mean, okay, yeah, technically I didn't play the first Parappa, at least not legitimately, but as stupid as it may sound, that game is still important to me due to just nostalgia alone.
Well, yeah, but I don't think this coped wreck person really cares about that.
And do you know what I say to that? I'll talk about whatever the hell I want. And since we're on the subject, what's next?
Crash Nitro Kart.
Oh. Well, you know, in that case, I would rather play a game I actually played as a kid.
You did play Nitro Kart as a kid.
Yeah, for all of 5 minutes until I shut it off. I'm not getting out of this one, am I?
No, you're not, no.
Well, shit.
Huh? Wait a minute! Just the evidence we need. A fingerprint.
Holy shit, dude! You're a fucking legend!
As always. And you know what? The best part is, it can't be either of us. Know why?
No fingerprints.
1 point for us. We're a step closer to finding out who your mysterious secret admirer is. Hey, before I go, I noticed your beanie was missing, and, I got you this.
Oh, a PlayStation cap. Thanks, man. This is actually pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, don't mention it, man. You look good in it. Hey, I'm gonna go get this figured out. I'll see you later, alright?
Oh yeah, no worries, dude. See you later. I fashion myself as a considerably faithful Crash Bandicoot fan. That's not to say I'm the best, especially considering I didn't legitimately play the original trilogy until about 2 years ago. That being said, with the exception of the Titans games and a few of the more obscure ones like Boom Bang, I've played every one of them, even if not legitimately. There was always this one, though, that I could never bring myself to play again after playing it just once. Allow me to set up the story. I was 11 years old and my older brother took me to GameStop. While there, I saw a game sitting on the display shelf that I thought was a game I played as a kid, Crash Nitro Kart. See, in my stupid mind, I, for some reason, thought that this was a PS2 version of Crash Team Racing. I was beyond wrong. When I got home, I chucked it in the PS2, played it for 5 minutes, and then put it in my toy box or some shit. I was a weird kid. I felt it was appropriate to reciprocate the story since it acts as a clear indicator that before I played this game again recently, I had no past experiences whatsoever. I'd seriously bought the game, played it for like 5 minutes, then I turned it off and played something else. But here we are 7 years later, and the general consensus is that it's a ripoff of Crash Team Racing. A bad one. But really, I don't give a rat's ass about what anyone has to say. All things considered, let's start this. So the first thing you see after the game boots up is this elaborate, fast-paced intro cutscene. I know this is some sort of a running thing with the Crash games starting out on a high note, but this is what it looks like to be trying too hard.
A turbocharged extravaganza by Vicarious Visions!
Saying things like turbocharged and having this overly triumphant music in the background. I should feel excited to play the game, but in reality, I feel like I'm at a goddamn pep rally. The only difference is I don't have a class to look forward going back to. The overall gist of the game is that Crash, and just about everyone else relevant at the time of the game's release, are kidnapped by this dude, Emperor Velo. The reason being is that word of their impressive racing skills have reached him, and now they have to race for their freedom. You know, when I heard this game was a quote-unquote rip-off of CTR, I thought people were being too harsh on it, like maybe it plays a little bit the same, or maybe it just tries to be identical, but this pretty much confirms everything I've heard. Minus a few details, it's the same plot. The only difference is planets aren't being turned into parking lots this time. So yeah, there's 4 teams competing for their freedom, with Team Crash, Cortex, Entranced, and Oxide, who might I add is not Oxide. You can tell me it is until your asshole bleeds, but this is not the same guy, simply due to the fact that he was cool and he isn't. Now listen, before I move on, I'm gonna make it clear here. This entire video, for the most part, is gonna be focused around the adventure mode of the game, just because it's the exact same thing as single player and multiplayer races, but with an added narrative and challenges. Beginning from the top, you have 2 teams to choose from, either Crash or Cortex. The only differences between the two are minor cosmetic changes in cutscenes and the ending of the game. I will say though that it sucks not being able to play as Team Entranced or Oxide. All I'm saying is maybe I felt like playing as a guy that looks like a mutant egg monster. You know, that might be a cool thing someday, I don't know. But with the 2 I have, fuck it, I'm boring. Team Crash it is. Oh, fuck yeah! New cutscene!
It is important to note that when many people remark this game is a Crash Team Racing ripoff,
They're not blowing smoke up your ass. The game has 5 hub areas, each hub area having 5 levels, and each level having its own challenges. Now listen, I can't blame Vicarious Visions for trying to mimic the formula set in place by Crash Team Racing. The thing is though, it doesn't work here. Let me ask you a question. Crash Team Racing. What does that sequence of words mean to you? Some will say it's just a mascot kart racer with Crash Bandicoot. Others will remark on the game's memorable moments and tighter than a kung fu grip controls. Well, let's just say there's none of that here. Honest to fucking God, where the hell do I even start? You're lucky if the kart goes anywhere you tell it to. That is, if you're patient enough to play the game for that long. And what the absolute fuck is with this kart? Like, controls aside, what is its issue? I can't even count on one hand how many times I'd be trying to round a corner until my cart made contact with said corner and did a complete 180. And why is it so bouncy? One jump or projectile hit, and the fucking thing's going up and down more than a fat ass on a Saturday night. Note, the fat being used here is of the PHAT variety, that of which describes a, very tempting woman. Listen, I'm not here to bitch and complain, because I do have a lot more to say than, oh, this game sucks for X amount of reasons. One aspect of this game I found myself really enjoying was the music. It's no Josh Mansell masterpiece, but hey, it's not half bad either. It does what it needs to do, set up the atmosphere for a fast-paced adventure and make things fun. There's also the graphics, which, while suffering from early PlayStation 2 game-itis, managed to look a bit pleasing to the eye. I also like the levels, though most are blatant rip-offs of Crash Team Racing, like this is fucking Cortex Castle. A weird thing is, every character looks like something out of a Tim Burton movie. It's a bit disgruntling, but you know what, the colors and creative track settings make up for it. That won't stop the nightmares though. But you know what? Enough of this uncoordinated review bullshit. I need to find something to actually talk about in a cohesive manner. Let's talk about the races themselves. Starting off, no matter what team you choose, you have 3 different racers to play as, the only difference being how they perform. That is in turning, top speed, and acceleration. There's also a bit of difference between this game and Crash Team Racing, being the team system. See, in every race, out of the 8 racers, including yourself, will be a teammate. Staying close to them throughout the race will fill up this charge charge meter, which when full can be put into a frenzy, supplying you with a whole load of random items. The only issue here, besides the fact that your teammate will never be around when they're needed, is that the majority of items in this game suck huge dick. Crash Team Racing had the rocket, TNT, time warp, cannonballs, beakers, masks, and a ton more cool items. Nitro Kart has rockets, TNTs, cannonballs, this fucking thing, and this worthless shit. There's more obviously, but you get my point. And the worst part is, 9 times out of 10, when you're in a frenzy and desperately need a rocket to get rid of whoever's in front of you, you get one of these fucking space satellite things. What the hell am I supposed to do with that? Fight the goddamn Russians? So yeah, the weapons are what you would explain as shit. And these fucking glitches are goddamn annoying. Like, I straight up fell through the ground right there. Oh, goody. The CTR token challenges and relics are back. Listen, I know that at this point it's probably getting annoying and even probably seeming a little bit unfair that I keep comparing this game to Crash Team Racing. But that is because it's a fucking clone of the goddamn game, get used to it. Crash Team Racing. The CTR challenges were, well, challenging, but they weren't blatantly dickish. Seriously, there were numerous times I had to restart one of these dumbass token races because I kept missing one letter. Well, excuse me, game, I'm sorry I can't make a perfectly timed jump in order to get the K. And what the hell kind of placement is this? Jumping off of the ledge to certain death just so I can get the letter. That's brilliant if you ask me. In fact, you know what, game? Don't even worry anymore. I'll add 20 lashings to the list. I think that's an appropriate punishment. The arena token challenges even return, and would you believe it, they suck too. Crash Team Racing's arenas required timing and precision to complete. But where's the fun in using your head when you can hide the crystals God knows where in a huge sprawling area and litter the place with nitros? I love it! But there's one thing, and if it's not too much to ask, can we get these godforsaken blabbermouth racers to shut up for, I don't know, maybe 5 seconds? Seriously, of all the characters to be stuck with, the worst was my own teammate. Coco has some sort of disorder where she never stops talking, which makes it all the more worse, especially since I lack the required patience to hear her constantly say, "Guess who? Guess who? Sam, bitch!" And the relics. The relics just suck. It's not even like in Warped where they mess up the flow of gameplay. Instead, it's impossible to finish in any time that isn't mere seconds away from failing, since the vehicles in this game are pitiful. They're just too slow, and collecting Wumpa Fruit just barely mitigates this problem, but even then it doesn't matter, since making the slightest bit of contact with anything causes you to slow down, and in some instances, come to a complete halt. Well, fucking hell. I thought friction was supposed to cause excitement. Sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me. This is the only Crash game, except for those other few, I don't have a raging erection for. Listen, I don't want to hate on this game at all. There has to be something redeeming here. Zero gravity. Nice concept. Hell, it was even new at the time. Couldn't stop Mario from making it better though. One thing this game's got though that Mario don't is the bosses. Sony does what Nintendo don't. Except for making good portable consoles. That's where they ain't so good. Or the cereal. So yeah, da bosses. There's about 5 races where you face off against them, each time being challenging. Mostly because the fucking cart moves around like an alcoholic after binge drinking on Christmas Eve, but challenging nonetheless. I honestly think that if the cart controlled better, these bosses might actually be fun to go up against. But in reality, racing them feels like nothing less than a chore. The worst are the ones that have their annoying little fuck buddies racing alongside them. Not only are they just annoying to look at, but they can attack you and even break item crates before you do, taking that item. But hey, if you're going fast, all problems in life are solved. Don't really know what that's supposed to mean, but check it out, the power slide's back, Fabu fucking ya. There's even a counter that keeps track of the consecutive boosts you do, though it's reset if you take too long to boost, and even if you make contact with anything. There's actually an award for doing 50 consecutive boosts, which unlocks Pyrrha for Team Crash and Fake Crash for Team Cortex. Entropy's even unlockable by means of beating his time trials, but fuck that. I hate to do this, but I really think I need to focus even more on how slow these cards karts are. If you get a super engine, you still go slow. If you hit a boost, you still go slow. If you collect 10 Wumpa Fruit and maximize your kart's top speed to go fast, you still go slow.
It's a pretty genius marketing concept, lads. Make a game where the main focus is to go the fastest, but make sure nobody can go fast at all.
It's pretty ass backwards if you ask me. Fucking hell, Crash on his feet can move faster than this. Fuck it, I'm on one! Fuck! You know what? I think I've said just about everything I've needed to. Let's just finish things as quick as we can. Basically, the last challenge you face is Emperor Velo himself. Yeah, big fucking surprise. The huge green dude's the last boss. I never saw that coming. I do like the idea of racing him on an all-new track, though it would have been more of a surprise to me if I didn't play the game the way you're supposed to and race the time trial here before Velo himself. Anyway, he's one of the bitch bosses that needs a band of cronies to help him win. Seriously, fuck this. Did any of the bosses in Crash Team Racing require additional help to be a challenge? No? Well then, that's one of the many reasons CTR is a good game. Fuck these little mutants, seriously. Every time I'd go for an item, they'd be right there breaking the crate before me. I also hit a really shit glitch here. Basically, I was at the end of the second lap, and just as I'd gone off of this huge jump and was about to land, this happened. Yeah, if you ask me, this is a perfect visual of how this game is as a whole. So then, you beat Velo, find out he's actually a midget, decide, fuck it, he's threatened our lives, let's just allow him to remain as Emperor, and the game ends. But that's just the Team Crash ending. Cortex has a different one. But fuck playing this game again! Seriously, if Crash Bandicoot The Wrath of Cortex is to Crash Bandicoot Warped, then Crash Nitro Kart is to Bandicoot shit. Because even comparing this game to Crash Team Racing is a disservice to Crash Team Racing. Honestly, I wanted to like this game. I went into it with an open mind, no opinions formed, and hey, at the end, I still don't like it. You know, I've wanted to say this for a while now, and you know, it might hurt at first, but after a little while of thinking, you're gonna realize how true it is. Crash of the Titans, a game I'd never played and have no feelings towards, did not kill Crash Bandicoot. No. No, it didn't. It didn't. Crash Tag Team Racing didn't kill Crash Bandicoot. Crash Twinsanity did not kill Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot was killed by mediocre, sloppily put together games like this one. This game, right here, you're looking at it. That's not Crash of the Titans, that is Crash Nitro Kart. Mediocre games killed Crash Bandicoot. Yet we don't realize that. Why is this, I don't know, nostalgia? Maybe. I have no answers for it. But you know what, I do got some good news, and that is that this is all water under the bridge. 'Cause I'm never talking about that again. And instead, I'd like to end on a good note by saying, I'm gonna be looking at a game next time that a lot of you guys have wanted me to for quite a while now. So yeah, until then, fucking take it easy. I have no clue. Have a nice day, I guess.
Cal, I got something you're gonna want to see.
Oh, sure thing, dude. What is it?
Help.
Want to keep up with everything that I'm up to? You probably don't. But for those of you who do, head on over to twitter.com/thatguycalshow and click follow.